Namaste, friends. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I'm Shelly. Today's practice is yoga for suffering. We all suffer. It's part of our experience. There's always pain, and today I invite you to hold space for your own pain and your own suffering. And also, as this practice is the last practice in this space, in this house, as my family is moving this next week, so I wanted to do one last goodbye to honor this space. For today's practice, grab just a couch blanket. I invite you to unroll your mat, peel the edges down. I know sometimes my edges like to roll up, curl up, especially if I have been on like a week hiatus. And I will just put a little blanket or a little weight down and they will smooth out and your mat and your space will be ready for you. I will see you there. Namaste. Friends, I invite you to, as we begin our practice, if you have that blanket, you can grab that, or even a small little couch pillow. If you don't, that's okay, and just gently put that under your sit bones. It's kind of like you're sitting on the edge of it, so you're tilting your pelvis forward. Join me in your favorite Sukhasana, or in my house, we call it crisscross applesauce. If you would like to go into a half a lotus or a full lotus, or whatever works for you. I even have students who have really bad injuries of the hips, and sometimes just doing this. Know that this is your practice and there's no right or wrong way. There's just a way that feels good for you and just tuning into your body. So take that Sukhasana that feels best for you today. And moving the meaty part of the booty out of the space. If you have glasses, you can leave them on or you can choose to take them off. And just allow yourself to get rooted. I invite you to soften the gaze, close your eyes, or find a drishti. In yoga, we use a drishti, just a visual point. So you could just simply stare at a point on the floor in front of you. Soften your gaze, but I really invite you to just find that space inside, wiggling around a little bit, maybe wiggling the hips, wiggling the shoulders, acknowledging that suffering, that pain inside, and just wiggle and wiggle a little bit more until you find that space of stillness. And invite that spine all the way from the sit bones to grow and find length. Up tall, all the way from the root chakra, traveling all the way up from the creative and the sexual center to the heart center, to the throat chakra, to the intuitive, to the spiritual chakra, all the way like a long beam of energy. I like to envision, either you can envision a light just pinging down, all the way down your centers into the earth here. And you can create a mudra. The Gayana mudra is a pretty simple one, which is just the pointer and the thumb, a circle. And if you feel like you need a little bit more rootedness in your suffering, placing those hands on the tops of your knees down, or if you want to invite more energy, more light into your life, just bringing the palms up. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of both, so whatever works best for you, friends. And in this moment, just acknowledging whatever pain and suffering that you are enduring, and bringing that light all the way down from the top of your head. And I like to envision maybe the sun or a flashlight wherever I'm feeling pain. And specifically with me today, it's in my heart and my eyes. So bringing that light into those spaces and bringing in a long lengthened inhale into that body and exhaling it out. And my kids are home, it's summertime, so if you hear them being wacky, that's because there's 3 kiddos upstairs, but I'm still making time to show up for you and show up for me. Bringing in a big breath that comes into the top of the chest, runs down to the heart, all the way till it fills up the belly, and letting it dissipate for a complete yogic breath. Flowing that breath into the upper chest, all the way to the lungs, down to the belly, and flowing it. I like to envision water here, so if that works for you, bring that water breath in, filling up that body, and like the tide, letting it roll out, letting it roll in, and like the rise of the tide. So flow with your breath. If water resonates with you, roll with that, or do a breath which works best for you. Just bringing that focus on the inhale and the exhale. Bringing in that breath into that pain and that suffering. And letting it dissipate. And taking 3 breaths on your own pace, on your own time here. I invite you to find a little stillness. Find the space in between the thoughts. Beautiful work, friends. Flow with that breath. If the thoughts are raining in, just hold space for them. Don't judge yourself. Let that go. And I invite you to let go of whatever was happening before this and whatever's happening after, and just be here, friends. Beautiful work. Inhale, raising those arms up high to the sky. Starfish hands, high five hands together. Anjali Mudra all the way to the heart center. Good job, friends. Setting an intention for yourself and for your practice. And it will either be the first thought, or a lot of thoughts will flow in, or you will freeze. So whatever it is, I'm setting an intention to hold space for my pain and for all of your pain and all the pain and the suffering of people across the world who have heart conditions or anything going on with the heart or anything going on with the sight. And that is my intention. So you can hold that or create your own. Wonderful work, friends. Exhaling, coming into a tabletop position. And if you have that blanket, you can just gently open it up. And I like to have a blanket to protect the knees. I have hard floors, so want to protect those knee joints, friends. So diving the big toes together, opening the knees up wide. And whatever this looks like for you, friends, everyone's body is different. Bringing those sit bones back towards the heel. If you can, allowing those arms to lay a little bit long in front of you with a gentle bend at the elbow, big wide open starfish hand into the earth. Taking in a big breath into the heart and letting it go. And if you're up here, that is okay. But if you can drive back here, doing a little bit of a different variation of a cow and cat. So as you're back on those sit bones and those hands are a little bit forward above the shoulders, inhale to raise it up. Exhale to sink it. So sinking and journeying the sit bone and the chin up, tied to the sky. As you pause and feel this gentle back bend. Inhale, raising that spine up, tucking the chin into the tail. Exhaling, and your body might be saying lots of weird things. If you're used to doing the standard cow and cat variation, it might be a little bit different, but just tuning into your body. You're holding space for that pain and that suffering. And with each exhale, allow yourself to let some of that suffering go and let some of that pain go. Inhale, rounding the spine up high. Exhaling it long. Beautiful work, friends. Inhale to raise. Exhale to sink. At your own pace, take 3 of this cow and cat variations that work best for you. Inviting in that healing light with just the intention or even the thought of healing. I like to say, I am healing, and wherever I'm having that pain, I invite that intention. I invite the affirmation of just healing. I am perfect health. And even if you don't believe it, we can just say it. Inhale to raise up. Exhale to sink. Wonderful work, friends. And gently bringing the knees in together and just walking the hands forward. And however this looks for you, just posting one foot back into a plank pose. And if you can come into a full plank, or if your shoulders will not permit, you can stay on your knees. And just pausing here, rolling the shoulders out, or rolling the eyes, the elbows out, and gently coming down to that belly. As we rest down to the belly, gently bringing one hand forward, lengthening the arms, the forearms forward, big wide open starfish hand, lengthening the legs long behind you, and just be aware if they're rolling out or coming in, hugging in at the thighs. Inhale, raising that heart for a Sphinx pose here, tucking that navel back towards that spine for this gentle back bend, bringing in a big breath into all of the pain and the suffering, and letting it go. And just tuning into your body, your thoughts. With each inhale, letting go of judgment, and just becoming the observer, just observing yourself, observing the pain, and just being here in this gentle back bend with those legs lengthened long, and just holding space for yourself, my beautiful friend. Bringing that breath in and letting it go. Wonderful work. Big breath in and letting it go. And slowly and mindfully walking one hand under the shoulder and the opposite hand under the shoulder, and using that body to press back up onto those knees. And from here, bringing that right leg, inhale, tucking that foot forward and bringing that foot forward in between the hands. And sometimes we need a little help, so you can help yourself in bringing that foot forward and getting the hind knee onto the mat. So really tuning that front foot into the earth with those four corners, the two in the front and the two in the back, allowing the toes to face forward and tuning into the hind foot. My foot is turning way towards you, so I'm going to reposition that, look behind me, and you can lay that foot long, or if it feels better to post up, feel what feels best for you. Inhale from the hips, hinging back, coursing that core strength, exhaling for an Anjaneyasana. In this variation, friends, you might be here on the hips. If you could be here on the hips, really just tuning into that body and finding that balance. If you're feeling really off balance, try to step your feet a little bit further apart, like you're more on a wide set of skis versus a tight rope, so you can find that balance. Find that balance from your core as you track back that heel to that knee to the hip. And same thing with this front body, really tuning into that hip alignment with the knee, and the knee aligned over the ankle, friends. Option to have the hands on the hips, or options to inhale, raise, float those arms up high to the sky here for an Anjaneyasana. Beautiful, beautiful crescent lunge. Exhale, tipping those hips forward, opening up that heart here and pausing. Or if it feels better, you could try a cactus variation here. Just breathing into that body, or if you're here, that is okay. Soft back bend. Opening up that heart, shining that anahata, that heart space. Yoga is the union or the joining. So as we're joining our breath into our movement, into our body, and tuning in, if you can close your eyes or find that drishti, that visual point. Big breath in. Inhale, if you're up here, raising up. And if you want to test yourself, you can exhale and come a little bit forward with a cactus hand, or exhale, raise. And if your hands are here, just gently leaning forward and tuning into that hip crease in the front, the glute in the hind leg, the hind glute and the calf might even be burning a little bit. Exhale, giving that soft little back bend. Wonderful work, friends. Pausing here wherever you are in your practice, wherever you are in your pain and your suffering. Just giving so much love to yourself. Acknowledging and holding space. I almost like to envision this clear bubble and just holding space for all of the feelings and the emotions and the pains. And just hold space for it. Don't judge it. Don't shoo it away. Try your best not to feel bad for yourself. Just hold space for it. It's okay. We're all just humans. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling the arms, the hands, the hips if you weren't already there. And if you were, wonderful. Exhales, you hinge forward. Big wide open starfish hand to the earth. And gently, however it looks, getting that foot back into that tabletop. And just pausing here for a minute. Wiggling out the hips, wiggling out the tail. And see, I'm super grateful for my blanket because my knee already was digging into the floor with that. So tuning into the opposite legs. So whatever side you are on, doing your opposite. I'm on my left here. So tuning that right leg, the right knee, and the foot into the earth. Tuning in if it feels better to have that foot down or up. Exhale from the core, bringing that foot forward towards the openings of the hands in between the hands. Really tuning that front foot in with the four corners of the foot into the earth, the two in the front and two in the back. Hinging, coursing that core strength, hands on the hip, hinging up. Tuning in if you're feeling wobbly. You can set those feet a little bit wider apart. Inhaling a big breath into the heart center, finding your alignment of your hind foot. And I have some children coming down here. And that's okay because I'm still doing this practice. For an Anjaneyasana, that's Jack, aka the Flash. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm working through distractions. Life happens. Our practices aren't always perfect here. Finding the Anjaneyasana that works best for you. If it's on the hips, or inhale to raising those arms up high to the sky. Giving yourself that gentle tipping of those hips. Opening that heart center up, holding space, big breath into that heart center. Exhaling it out. Tuning into the inhale. And letting the exhale push some of that pain out. Hold space for your own pain. Big breath in, my friends. Letting it go. And wherever you are in your practice, if you're down here, exhaling as you gently just come forward, just transitioning the weight onto that front foot, really feeling it into the hamstrings and the glutes on the leg that is bent and that 90-degree angle. Big breath in, even tuning into that hind glute. And this is one of those poses even you can just kind of let everything go, or you can tighten it up and really get the effect in the full body through the core, all the way from the sit bones to the tippity top of the head. Or you can inhale those arms up high and exhale down. Inhale, Jackie, come on, Jackie.
Mommy,
arms up high, exhale down. Inhale, raise it up, life happens, kids happen, right? I have 3 of them. So it's inevitable, right? Summertime. Inhale it out, exhale it out. Pause for a moment, breathing in a big breath in. And letting that go. From the hips, hinging forward, those hands down on both of those knees, my beautiful friends. And from here, however this looks for you, tuning into an Adho Mukha Savasana with big wide open starfish hands. And if you are at a place in your life where you have shoulder injuries that will prohibit you from doing a downward dog, I invite you to, however it looks best for you, work your way up into a standing or a forward fold, folding forward. So exhaling, if you are able, with the shoulders. Hello, Jackie. Wide open starfish hand into the earth, grounding through the pointer and the thumb. Pointer and the thumb all the way to the pinky. And gently rolling the eyes of the elbows out. Exhale, diving those sit bones up high to the sky here. Opening up at the shoulder blades. Diving the heart towards the thighs. Breathing in a big breath into that heart center. The back of the heart here. And letting it go. And just pedaling out the feet. And if you are able to be in this downward dog, I invite you to just look. Look at the world from a different perspective. See everything upside down. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our pain and our suffering that we can't see anything different. So try to see with new, fresh eyes. And maybe gently picking up each of the feet and rolling the ankles, if that feels good. Or gently bending one knee and dropping one hip open, if that feels good. Just play here. Get playful in your downward dog. And I didn't move my blanket or tell you to, so gently, if you can, move that blanket and either walk, 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 or hop, hop, hop forward to the top of your mat. Into that forward fold here, and just being aware about your legs and your alignment of your ankles and your knees and your hips, and giving love to your hamstrings. I know I have tighter hamstrings and I need a more generous bend of the knees. Allowing yourself to just surrender here in this forward fold, arms forward. Inhale to raise up, half flat back here. So this just wants to look like, just be aware if your neck is trying to go up or too far down. Our job is we're creating a table with our back. So creating a long line of energy from the sit bones to the top of the head. Exhale, folding forward. Forward folds are one of those poses that I fought for a really long time, and I've really been embracing them just recently here. So just giving love and breaking through that inner critic, that voice that might be telling you, whatever it's telling you. Just holding space for it. Inhale, raising up that half flat back again. Tuning in if your neck is going up high, removing any wrinkles from your neck, or if your neck is going bowing and creating a long line of energy to from your sit bones to the top of your head, exhaling down, and just slowly, mindfully in your own timing, inhale, raising up to standing and meeting me in Tadasana. I'll meet you at the top of my mat, the front of my mat, and just allowing yourself to just be in Tadasana in the mountains. So just rooting those feet inside of the hips, gentle bend to the knees, finding that long line of energy from the heels all the way up, toning through the core, lifting up that heart. I always tell my kids, lift your heart light. It's almost like pulling, like if a string was pulling your heart up. And your shoulders are just nice and tall, leaving the hands just by the sides. And just here, I invite you to take 5 deep inhales with 5 lengthened exhales. And allow yourself to find stillness and just hold space for your pain and suffering. Hold space for your thoughts. And I'm still here with you. You are not alone. Hold space for those feelings. Know it's okay. Simply honoring and acknowledging how you're feeling. Beautiful work, friends. One more big breath in, and letting that go. On the last breath, exhaling those arms horizontally wide like a bird's wings. As you exhale, inhale, crossing the arms over the shoulders and giving yourself a gentle hug, a warm embrace, because we all need this. This is called self-love or self-compassion. In this moment, I invite you to go within, breathing in that long breath into that heart and letting it dissipate. And just telling yourself whatever it is that you know that you need to hear. And this is the good voice. This is not the mean critic voice. So if the mean critic voice is coming in and telling you unkind things, I invite you to stand up for yourself and say, no, thank you. That is not what I want to hear right now. So just as you inhale, you can gently tuck that chin forward if you need a gentle sway. And just honor and acknowledge and just give yourself so much love and compassion for all of the pain and all the suffering that you have endured through your entire life, that you are currently, that you will in the future, that all of the people of the past, the present, and the future have ever endured, that we are all in this together, we're not alone in our pain and suffering. When we can give ourselves love and compassion and do things simply as practicing yoga and breathing, we can give space for our pain and suffering and allow it to move through us. And knowing that pain and suffering doesn't last a lifetime unless we choose for it to. Breathing that breath in and giving yourself a little squeeze. Holding yourself tight and telling yourself simple words. I love you, self. I love you, self. I approve of you, self. I approve of you, self. I accept you just the way you are. I accept you just the way you are. Exhaling those arms by the side. And just gently twisting from the core. And as you root your feet into the earth like a tree, just finding a little buoyancy and a little carefree funness as you just gently just moving those arms side to side. This is another one of my favorite practices, which is Qigong. And this is twisting, and we're just kind of twisting the trunk. And you're doing your best to even keep those hips, because sometimes the hips want to go, but keeping those hips still and just twisting. And just allow yourself to find a little carefreeness here. And when we twist in yoga, it's like twisting out and wringing out our internal organs, kind of like wringing out a towel, just shh. And we're just getting rid of all the gook and all the toxins. And same with our breath, we're detoxifying ourselves. So just finding a little carefreeness here as you twist. And I want you here in this moment to think of a moment where you felt so much love, or maybe there's a person in your life, in your past, who made you feel so loved. And I want you to think of that moment. Think of that person as you close your eyes or soften that gaze. And I want you to bring up all of the feelings of what it felt like to feel so much love, so much unconditional, judge-free love. And I want you to hold those feelings and let them grow with each twist, almost like we're creating a circle of love, a bubble around us. And just inviting those feelings of love and joy into your body. And just twisting slowly. And maybe bringing a small smile on your face. And just side to side. And just bringing those feelings of all of that love into your body. And just letting it grow. Almost like we're carving a circle, like a little love bubble around us with each twist. And maybe you're smiling, maybe you're not feeling much, just holding space for those feelings of love. And just you could go faster, or if slower works better for you. And really just letting the feelings of all of the love, of the feelings of how it felt to feel so loved. And knowing that those feelings are now here with you, and letting that love grow. And knowing that this is the feeling of what it feels like to be loved. And when we're loved in this moment, we can let all the pain and the suffering go, because love is bigger than fear. Love outrules all of the fear. And just slowly letting those arms just kind of slowly slowing down until you find yourself into a place of stillness. And just feeling your body tingle and vibrate, and feeling what it feels like to feel so much love in your body and in your life. And inhale, raising those arms up, big wide open starfish hands, palms kissing palms to the heart center, as we're here now in the mountain and standing. I invite you to just feel the feelings and allow yourself to know that love is only one thought away. Love is only one moment, one person away. and that this love is so much bigger than the fear of the pain and the suffering. And gently, if your eyes are closed, you can gently open them. And I'm so grateful for you practicing with me today. And today I invite you to let that pain and suffering go, hold space for it, and know that love is always here with you, and love is so much bigger than all of that pain and suffering. I love you, and I'm so grateful for you, and please thumbs up this video if you liked it, and subscribe to Yoga Bliss with Shelly. I look forward to practicing with you very soon. Namaste.